Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Mitch from BD Audio, where we like to dyno amps down under. On today's episode, this is me holding up to a promise from those bunch of amps I got from ProTunes. And one request was he was happy to send me all the amplifiers as long as I try and kill this amp. So, you know what? That's what we're going to do. But let's first run you through what it is. This here is a Soundstream Little Wonder version 3. Or the part number is LW1.400. This is basically a 400 watt monoblock. It's rated 200 RMS at 4 ohms and 400 RMS at 2 ohms. But as I originally said, we're going to try and kill this thing, so we're going to definitely give it the 1 ohm, and we're even going to give it a 0.5 ohm test. So stay tuned for that. On this side of the amplifier, you have your subwoofer terminals, which is your positive and negative. In 8 gauge, you have two 25 amp fuses, and you have 4 gauge inputs for your power. Now, again, these are angled. I really don't like angled. However, in this situation, you are able to use these, which are an angled input. Now, it's not like you're going to need any more than 4 gauge for 400 watts, but even still, by having it in this angle, your cable is going to be running out diagonally, which could potentially cause an issue trying to mount the amplifier and it bending. So what you can use are these angled inputs, and essentially they go in diagonally upwards and allow your wire to come out straight. Now, this is a 0 gauge input one, so it does allow you to run that 0 gauge into it, which is what we're going to be doing. On this side of the amplifier, you have a lot going on, considering it's a 400 watt monoblock. You have your high level inputs, you have your RCA inputs with no panel mount or Tiffany style, you have your input level, your mode for full or low pass, then you have your low pass dial, bass boost, subsonic, phase, your bass controller, which is telephone cable, and a protection light. Now, for 400 watts, this is quite a large amplifier, as you can see by the size of my hand. It is 350mm long, 200mm wide, and 60mm high. Now, let's strap this thing up to the dyno and see if it can shine. Well, I guess there's nothing left to do. Let's pop this back panel off and see what kind of guts are inside. This one has a snapped screw. Let's get that out. Looks like I'm going to have to take an end plate off. Well, there you have it, guys. Even though we gave this thing hell on that 0.5, we weren't able to kill it. I was even planning on, if it didn't pop, to replacing the fuses to say 40s, and I was going to give this thing hell, but it just didn't want to die, which is quite odd. Most sound streams that I test or have in my collection are either on their way out or already dead. So as little as going into protection and then coming straight out, that's pretty good, I would say. It made decent power. Obviously, don't go running it at 1 ohm or 0.5 ohm like I've tested, but at least know that it does make rated, and if it does happen to have an issue, it will go into that protection and likely come back out. So good job there. But if you like what we do on this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. And as always, thanks for tuning in. This is Mitch from BD Audio, where we like to dyno amps down under. I'm tuning out. See ya!